Denoi, depero dizketan, eta bueno, Metal Gear Soliden bakizuten on geratu ginen, eta jarraitzeko mango diogu. Berba. Goratu ospitaletik iez egiten eginela. Eta amentxek gelditu ginen, txaina, bolmena jetxeko etuskat. Esan zian tipoak, beak denbora irabaziko zula hortik juten, eta salto egin zuen. Horrematen du. Dobela entretenituta, bale. Nahi dut une hori identifikatuta euken hon dagoen. Gehiago. Este norbait ez da. Ez da hori inor, Epa, kontuz. Bia ikusi naute. Se jarri tente. A ber, iaz egitea lortzen du. Lortu du. Jode. Hostia. Kakazarra. Eta iraitsi du. Falta zena. Zapitu egiten ditu balak. Bale, tankea. Ez da izatik suzko tipo honek akordatzen dit, League of Legendsen ibiltzen zeatenak, txeraz. Txerazek badauka skin bat zutakoa ustet, eta oso, nahi ez da izatik haren dantza hartze. Alare zein otean neska hori. Gaina umea ematen du, umea gala ematen du. Zei distratzen, ez dut ez horrek. Tankian porrezia gelditu ditu. Baina perrotxatu zake duta. Ez zaitez. Eskar. Tipos. Joder. Ezin ez moitu, Karta, bala bastaz ez. Gure laguna. Mira. Tengo que agarrar susto. Ahorra betuzak. Ananan xerat berguztiakina. Eta jaltatzen dago. Ostia, hile inda jago. Ezkara gestio buriko, muzilla, bestela. Joder. Bate bat gehiago. Zertzan hori? Ba, hone irutu zait, o bale bat irutu zait, zuzkoa. Bale. Hain zuzko unikornioa, eta gainean xerat. Bo, ni xerat dutzeiten dio, baina ez da xerat,
Get on! I'm on your side!
Hau, ozelot da, ez?
Hurry! Hang on!
Baina ez, revolver ozelot da, ez?
Use this! Watch our backs! Shoot him!
Vale, frenatu ditu.
Careful, my gun! Shoot him! Don't let him attack!
Joder.
Watch for an opening! Shoot him! Now! Fire just as he's about to attack!
Ja. Quieto. Kargatu.
Fire! You get him? We shook him off.
Pues, nahi... Ez ez irutu zitzaidan. Hau dudurtzeko gehiago inbertuko.
See it! Armor!
Karratu.
Almost there!
Euria. Ezkarra. Joder. Zua, zea... Besteak helikopteroatik disparatzen... Ontsimista gotzeu... Ez da iba, aurroko ez izangoan? Tsunami bat etorriko zaigu? Nombre código chic, rango A. Eres actual.
name's Ocelot. Big boss. You know who I am.
Ocelot.
A certain man gave me a job to do. Two, actually. First was to get you out of that hospital. The second was to rescue the man himself. You remember? Your partner 9 years ago, Kazuhira Miller.
Oh, Kaz.
9 years back, your private army came under attack by Cypher. You were considered dead. Until today, that is, when Cypher found you. And it's not just them. The whole world wants you dead.
Hor eraso egin duela dela 9 urte eta esatean.
You'll have to join up with Miller. Build that private army of yours one more time.
Hori
It's
agertzen
your
da.
only chance.
Metal Gear Solid Boss Ground Zeroes. Honen demoa edo zan bezalako atea zutena. Nik ez daukat beraz. Gomendatzen dizuet ikustea hura. Ez da oso luzea, ordu
First, we need
terdi
to save Miller.
ikusten da
He's in
historia.
Afghanistan. Afghanistan.
Eta pixat ulertuko zute. Ze,
What? You can't keep up with world affairs in a coma? 4 years ago, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The Muslims are fighting back with Western support. Miller was training Mujahideen rebels when he was captured by the Soviets. The Reds' 40th Army. Troop strength somewhere around 100,000. The squad holding Miller set off near the Pakistan border yesterday. Now, in 3 days, they'll reach the Soviet garrison. They'll be interrogated for a few more days, and it's off to a lager. Or left to rot in a ditch on Afghan soil. I give him 2 weeks. The job didn't mean anything to Miller. He only took it on to keep you safe. Well, there's our ride. It's a whaling ship. Had a pretty good deal on her once the IWC started raising a stink. Now 7 days to Port Qasim, another 3 overland. So we won't have much time once we're there. Don't take too long getting used to your new self. Hang on. Ha!
Directed by Hideo Kojima. Beno, ahaztu zait ezatea. Hideo Kojimai gustatzen zago Metal Gear Soliden beti kokatzea historian zehar gertatu zen gauzotan, hau da. Historiko acontecimiento benetan gertatuko zitena. Horra azalduan Afganistan sobietarrek inbaditu zutela, hori egia da, hala gertatu zen. Eta bertan musulmanak zauden, agintean, talibanak guztet, eta oksidenteak lagundu zion talibanei. Estatu batuek bat lagundu zieten. Eta nire uste Bin Laden urrutitzea bilela. Eta bai estatu batuek Bin Ladenei lagundu zioten. Momentu hartan behaientzat zehazelako. Interesa zituztelako. Vale. Eskubionikoa. Vale. Porkasi. Karatxira. Hortik helikopteroan. Barrura. Autoa. Koño, puru elektronikoa. Eta Afganistanera zaldian. Vale, kasetak. Bale, hau entzun egin goitugu ze askotan historia eta kontatzen dute edo informazioa eta bueno, hori interesantea da. Hartarek historia hauetu ulertzen lagunduko digute. Lehenengo kapitulua hau. Ez nire zerikoa, jolasekoa. Aurrekoa prologoa zan. Kabuldik iparraldera, Afganistanen.
The area ahead is under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
The weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing.
Punished Venom, Snake. Benedict Kazuhira Miller. Revolver Ocelotor.
Getting used to it? After 9 years on ice, solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces should be the perfect one. Kazuhira Miller is being held in Dawandehar to the north. Check its location now. Take out your iDroid.
iDroid. Apple Game hau.
You see Wandy on the map?
On the
That's where
NES?
they're keeping Miller. Only problem is we don't know his exact location. Finding it is your first priority. Go ahead and close the iDroid. Got your binoculars? Or should I say, your int scope? See the village? Straight ahead? To the right.
Bai, hau.
All right, that's the village. If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it. That's Violo Village. The Violo
Berria
Code.
hori
The
zotela.
villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dawandehar. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
Marker placed.
Now you won't have to worry
Ouch.
about getting lost along the way. You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Dawandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. and they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and these. You'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back.
Kasen metaurrekoak.
Now go! Let the legend come back to life.
Vale, hemen hasten da jolasa. Dan bezala ez lehenoko azken finan pasilloa zan berez mundu irekiko zea bada. Eta bueno, aurreko kapitulutik ahaztu zaik diata esatea. Grafikoak ia topean jarritut. Abra non dauden. Era, topean daude kasi. Sombrado ez ezik, ez zitzaiten importa. Postprocesamentore altan jarriet, eta ero nube volumetrikak no jarri ditut. Eta doa 60 FPS konstantetan. Así que oso ondo dago optimizatuta jolazea. Arreituta da naiz ikusten da bezala gainea. Zeleno, bueno, baina hau bai ondo ikusten dala. Hau oso ondo ikusten da. Eta bueno, marka non jarret, bale. Bale, hemen dago, entzerratuta, baina herri hontakun bergea berze investigatzen deu, eta baita komuniko litzateke hau behiratzea, alze informazioa tela izkeun, eta haure bai, honea etorri aurretik. Baina lehenengo, engoitugu, vale, kasetak, vale.
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dekelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire locally. Easier to trust them. Dekelia is also home to Greek Cypriots, after all.
What about the Turks? They haven't returned to the south.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Dekelia sits right on top of it.
It does. Part of the buffer zone between the two groups. Another reason it was the perfect place to hide you. Easy to spot any outsiders snooping around.
So how do things stand?
Last year, the Turks declared that the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus is an independent state, though it's only Turkey that recognizes it. In the past, the Greeks and Turks lived side by side in the same villages. There are reasons to fight. Those came from the outside. Greece, Turkey, Britain, America, they all had their own stake in pitting the two sides against each other. But once you spark something like this, it's impossible to control. Both sides build up grudges like death, without the foresight to see that each act of revenge just fans the flames, and then it's too late for other nations to rush in with peace talks. The embers keep on smoldering. Each nation's arrogance only breeds anarchy. The world is paralyzed by this hunger for revenge. Cyprus is no different.
Hau parte baten gelditu egia da, benetan Txipre zatitu iparraldean turko txipriotak eta egualdean greko txipriotak. Eta bueno, zea dagoela. Elkarren artean enfrentazioa dagoela.
You're up.
We're changing ships?
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict.
Beste gauza benetan gertatzen da.
We're going to transfer to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan's neighbor to the south. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line, the border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
We continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback.
It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter strategy.
Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It's gonna be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
Vale.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics?
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won in the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
The Second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada.
Moitxaina. Hemen esaten duena ere egia da. Moskune hontzan olimpiadetan boikota egin zioten estatu batuak eta beste hainbat herrialdek. Eta Reagan horregatik atea zen presidente, ez? Beran kanpaina izan zen oso gogorra Sovietaren aurka. Eta jendeak zaukan bildurratik edo boto eman zioten. Eta gero justu izaten hasi dana.
Iran, Iraq.
Hainbat gerra zeitzen jarretu zuten. Libanokoa, Irakekoa,
Egypt and Israel did sign a peace
zea,
treaty.
Malbinatakoa.
But then the driving force on the Egyptian side, President Sadat, was assassinated afterward. Apparently his actions were considered a betrayal.
Osea, hemen gauz
of fellow
esaten
Arabs.
duen guztia benetan gertatu zion.
Yes, fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold acts of terrorism in recent years.
We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage, and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed.
The countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they've pulled their forces out, handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces.
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now. The entire world is after you. But at the same time, it needs you too.
Hemen esaten du herrialdeak hasi ziela ejertzitua behenak ateatzen eta ejertzitu pribatuak. Era batea hori egia da, ze estatu batuetan adibidez bere ejertzituan parte bat enpresa pribatuek egiten dute. Uste Black Weather olako zerbait dela. Adibidez GTA bostean ikusten bazute Merryweather da. Enpresa armamentistiko pribatu bat bezala, da ironi bat egin da, estatu batuetan dagoena, Blackwater, ustez izena dula. Eta, karo, gobernu batentzat soldadua biheltzen dituenean gerrara, eta hiltzen dienean, soldadua dienean herrialdean abeharrenak, publikoki askoz kalte gehiago egiten zaio eta politikoki min gehiago hartzen duta, ez? Gobernu batentzat kaltea handiagoa da, aldiz, enpresa pribatu batetik bihatzen deanean, ez da enbesterako. Hortaz hori hasi da modan jartzen, bai, estatu batuetan bai bintzat. ejertzitu pribatuak.
Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The mother base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary...
Itxen pausa jartzen dute. Nahi ba ez zute ikusi esan dizutena leno Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes atea duten demo edo alako prologoa bezala zen jolas honena. Ez dakit 12 euroan uste dagoela Steamen. Naba zute gure ikusitan ordu terdian ikustezu hango historia zer dan. Gomentatzi zuetan esatea dudana pixkat saltatzera edo aitzera. Oda, bideo hau pixkat aurrera pasatzea. Ze baina esplikatzen du ze gertatu zen.
And Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs followed by a big FU. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected. You remember a certain scientist? Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day. That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. It was a woman named Eva who arranged that. Rings a bell, huh? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom. The days of naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back.
Horrati da Venom Snake.
This world still needs you. Here, Snake, try this on. A prosthetic arm. Yeah, Miller was calling it the arm that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think?
Huh. I can still feel my real arm.
Well, you better get used to this one quick. You have any pain?
Every now and then.
Where?
My fingertips. My left fingertips.
Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand.
Yeah.
What about your vision? Can you see okay?
Pausatzen dut, esan duena hori benetan gertatzen da. Besoa moztuta daukatena edo, estremidadea moztuta daukatenak. Askotan sentitzen dute mina edo askura edo existitzen ez dana, porque buruak, burmuina pentsatzen du oraindik horren behar dula estremidade hori. Eta gero, nola ezin izaten duten adiz askurakin aguantatu edo minakin, ahazten dira askotan, moztuta dagoen tokian, ikutzen o arrazka egiten da zea, eta egiten dituztenak kristona izaten da.
At the moment.
Now, the shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve.
I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex. Yeah. The doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have hallucinations. You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are. You experienced any of that?
I think so.
When?
Right after I wake up. Colors look faded.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get.
Vale. Eta, harz, honeatik informazio gehiago dauketan.
I wanted to ask you about the man on fire.
What do you remember from the hospital? Anything we can use? Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Bai.
Sprinklers? The fire system?
And when he got sprayed with water from the burst pipe, it
Ura
slowed
du
him down.
ikusi genuen hori.
When we escaped on horseback, he wouldn't cross the river either.
And then it started to rain. And he disappeared.
Water against fire. Is it that simple? I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
Vale. Vale. Bueno, hemen musika dagoela ematen du. Jarri ditut guztiak zaiteko. Horrengoan jakiteko zein daukaten. Entzun da. Vale. Txain, musika galdituko dut. Este nahi eta copyrighta ez diatea. Zea ingo ez zarra, baina bueno. Emisioak hau, berregistro. Vale. Bueno, egunez etorri geha, baino hain gau ezein da. Zea dago, denbora pasatu egiten da. Eta bueno, hemen utziko dugu ez. Orain azten da berez jolaza. Dan bezala, mundu irekiko espionajeko simulatzea akziozko jolas bat. Eta egongo beha, hurrengoa espero zuen gustokoa izan dela, eta ale ba, aio.